than any human being on earth. So
that being said,
However,
no, that's very true.
Always a however.
So I was a CIT in 1982. And we had a CIT director, her name was Mary Von Air, but then Jane was like with us probably 50% of the time, and she did all of our like cookout training and different stuff, and then we were solely with Bev for first aid and life-saving. And unlike some of the other groups that are here that actually had Jane be a victim for their life-saving test, we just had Bev and only Bev. There were only 5 of us. And she decided to do I want to say it was polar bear swim, but I could be exaggerating. But it was
polar bear. It's better.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, it's polar bear swim. But it was one of those days where the lake was just like glass, and the water was like bath water, and the air's really cold. You know, like when those cold fronts come in, and there's just like kind of that mist coming off the lake. So she lines us up, and we're all sitting on H-dock. And they remove the rope from the intermediate section so that it's just one big thing. And we're all waiting our turn to swim out to her. So she's just out there sort of like lurking in the water. And the way I describe this is like, imagine Bev Cassidy, like, you know, like remember when you're little and they teach you the difference between like an alligator and a crocodile, and crocodile's eyes are like, you know, like above the water.
I never learned this.
Okay, she's in the water, and she's like up to her like just lips, and she's just hovering there, and she's not making.
That's all you can see.
And that's all you can see is just sort of the top of her head. So all of my friends go, and I'm kind of going through my little like mental recollection of all the different like releases and escapes that we have to do, and watching all my friends each do one, and I'm starting to panic because I'm starting to realize that the scariest one of all hasn't been performed yet, and so it's my turn. And she calls my name, and I slide off the dock, and I swim out to her. And I think, didn't we all kind of have to say, like, panicking swimmer, like, I'm here to help you, right? And she's kind of sputtering because she's already done 4 rescues, and she's pretty exhausted, and you can tell she's, kind of had enough, and she's been beat down by the other 4 pretty good. And she just stares at me for a minute, and she pulls her head out of the water just enough to form words and goes, "Turn around."
Which is enough to make you just get out of the water and leave. You're just run away. You're gonna drown. See ya. All right, bye-bye.
So I turn around and I'm getting the reverse, drowning victim behind, which you're never supposed to be in that situation in the first place, right? Never ever turn your back to a drowning victim, right? I should have right there raised my hand and said something really snarky, like, you know what? You taught me never to turn my back on a drowning victim.
Yeah, that would have gone real well.
That's a trick question.
She should have, but she didn't.
You would have gotten the look.
Right,
Come on.
She would have been fuel for
I would have gotten the log dedication instead of you.
She would have taken you by the head and just.
Oh, that's true.
You weren't there for it.
So I turn around, and then she just waits, and the water's like glass. There's nobody else on the waterfront. My 4 friends are all sitting on the dock, just kind of. And I'm just sitting there, just waiting. And I'm thinking it's coming in like the next 10 seconds, so I'm relatively calm, but then it like doesn't come. And then I can feel her swim closer to me, and I can feel her breath. Oh my God. She's literally like right here. And so I'm like, I'm going back to like all those days sitting like on the triangle listening to her talk about first aid and being responsible, and I'm like, Bev Cassidy would not let me die. Bev Cassidy would not. Bev Cassidy would not let me die. But then I'm like, but she will make me suffer. Oh my God, she's gonna make me suffer. And right when I was like rationalizing that in my head, these 2 arms just came out of nowhere, just whoa, whoa, down. And I don't remember the rest of it at all. Not any of it, but I came up and she was in my arms and I towed her to the dock and I almost cried. And what was worse was that 3 weeks later when we were doing our awards ceremony at camp and all the kids were getting their little awards for archery and awards for whatever, they did the CIT awards and she called everybody up, and Pauline, I don't know if you remember this, but I don't know if this was just her way of playing a cruel joke, but she called everybody else up and then she just kind of hesitated and started to say like, oh, you know what? Thanks for listening. And then she was like, oh, Charlie, I'm just kidding. Get up here. And I was just like, that was so mean.
Yeah, she would do that one.
She was
a little mean.
She would, yes.
Yeah, so she had me just like panicking, and I didn't pass. But when people talk about my favorite, like if I had made a video tonight, that's probably the story.
Just her lips and her nose.